Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Friday, December 19th, 2025. Take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture as always. We've got an 8-month bull trend, an 8-month channel bottom at 411.47 coming off that April low from earlier this year. We tested it 4 and 5 weeks ago. It held nicely. After testing it, we'd mentioned how 530.02 should be considered a 2 to 3 month target. We're about 6 weeks into that right now, so maybe halfway into that. We could actually see 530.02 over the next, I think you'd agree, 2 to 3 weeks or sooner if we close this week today above 488.53. So far, we've been pushing through this area, not closing above it. That is the December all-time high, previous all-time high. The new all-time high is this week, around 495 and change. So if we can close today above 488.53, 530.02 likely within 2 or 3 weeks. 530.02 is a significant 6-year rising channel top that can contain buying through the first quarter, possibly into later 26, and does still remain a 2 to 3 month target above 411.47. So let's kind of jump into, some of these different charts. You got 488.53. I still see this as our secondary buy signal into next week. If we close today above 488.53, and you're not long right now, that would be an opportunity to do so, anticipating them within a week or two, 530.02. On the way up, there is this rising channel top at 517.77, so it really is a range of resistance that is narrowing gradually. In a couple of weeks, it all comes together. Closing above 488.53, expect 417.77. This could be by the end of next week.
If you're looking for your daily NVIDIA analysis, you can now find it at wickedstocks.com, where it's part of a full suite of daily analysis videos, including the Daily SPY Report and Daily Triple Q Report. Sign up now and get immediate access so you don't miss a single day.
And then there's the beginning of a range narrowing gradually up to 530.02 that once again can contain buying through the first quarter. So that would be a profit-taking zone. If you've been long for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks following the testing of this channel bottom, this 530.02 is an area to take all profits. Some may even consider reversing and playing the short side, bearish rotation then possible meaningfully as we move into the second quarter. And that, let's see, take a look here. Let's cover the downside. We've got 448.28 holding below 488.53. This December high does keep 488.28 in reach. You could even consider this a 3 to 5 day swing trade opportunity. If you're short, or you could go short at or just below 488.53, you can anticipate 448.28 over the next 3 to 5 days. Taking a look at the intraday element, we do have still, now this is a misprint, should be 463.01. It says 363.01. I think you can make the adjustment in your mind. 463.01 is a gap closer from about a week ago. And if we break it, if we close below it, let's put it that way, then Monday we test 448.28. Now with a higher volatility, a down move today, if we break 363.01 early enough, we could test 448.28 intraday. And that is a rising, this is about a 1 month channel bottom now that can absorb selling through next week. And from here we can round up. If there is a 2 to 3 week swing trade to be had right now to buy, and I've already mentioned how this is kind of a 2 to 3 week swing trade if you buy on strength. But if we don't close above 488.53 and your swing trade is kind of in the 2 to 3 week category, you could await 448.28. And that is a structure that may well contain selling through next week. And once tested, we can continue higher. Once tested, we can round up into this 530 area within 2 or 3 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks or so. Closing above 488.53, we'll keep that scenario sort of on the shelf, as we would likely then continue into this 530.02 area, as I've already mentioned, within a couple of weeks of closing above 488.53. If over the next week or so we close below 448.28, we have a good December high, and within a week, 2 at the most, we revisit 413.89, which is that same channel bottom on the daily chart that we find on the weekly chart at 411.47. That 413.89 can contain selling through the first quarter, and we can round up nicely from there. As I show here, no, I don't really show it there, do I? as we show here. We could bottom out at 413.89 and within 2 or 3 months make our way into this 530 area. Last thing I'm going to say in terms of the big picture, I see no compelling reason to sell Tesla longer term unless we either A, and I'll just jump back to this chart, reach 530.02, or B, close below 411.47. And by longer term, I'm talking on a 2 to 3 month basis. If we test 530.02, that is an opportunity to exit a long position and play the short side as we move through the first quarter. And if we close below 411.47, that is your indication to exit a long position that you may have established just prior to violating 411.47. Closing below 411.47, reverse, go short to 320.78. 320.78 is a rising 2/3 speed line on the daily chart coming off that April low. We also have around 313.50 just below that is a 5/8 downside Fibonacci. So that is a realistic 2 to 3 month target if we were to close below 411.47, and it is a zone that can contain selling on a quarterly basis. I think that pretty much rounds it out. This week we put out 3 stock picks. 2 on wickedstocks.com as always, and we also put one out on YouTube for free. You may have already seen it. I forget actually which one we put on YouTube. I know the 3 that we put on are American Eagle Outfitters, Alcoa, and Wingstop. I can't remember if Alcoa or Wingstop was put out for free on YouTube and the other was in wickedstocks.com. But we now offer a 2-week free trial at wickedstocks.com where you can get 2 continuous weeks of analysis for free that will give you 4 stock picks, 2 every week. And so there's that. That alone is worth your attention. Also, you get your daily NVIDIA analysis at wickedstocks.com. It is now rolled into the wickedstocks.com subscription platform where you'll also get daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, a weekly S&P 500, and weekly NASDAQ 100. That is really all I have. I will be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Tesla report. You have a great weekend.